Good morning. Made it back. Little bit of a long day yesterday. We are at episode 56 of the Schultzycast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Even if I wanted to sleep in, I couldn't. I got a vet with the dogs on one side and the daily kennel on the other side. We had dogs in stereo this morning. So I was up. Either way, although I did sleep pretty well from about 1:30 to just after 6 o'clock. So we'll go backwards. We'll start what happened last. So apparently, I'm still not ready to tell you where I was, but flying to Dallas, there were some delays, I think, coming in and out of Dallas. Like they have flights all day to Dallas. And I was thinking about getting on the early one, but by the time I got to the airport, it was too late, which was fine. And then there was really only 40 minutes difference between the one that was leaving. My flight was supposed to leave at like 8:20, and the other flight was leaving at like 7:40. So my flight ends up being, and these are two different flights. Usually it's the same plane flying back and forth, but this was two different planes. So my plane is now late. And wondering about a connection. What am I going to do about the connection in Dallas to get back to Lafayette? So they give you an hour and a half between where I was to Dallas, which is not. It's 45 minutes in the flight. 45 minutes. At least that's what it was coming from Dallas. And so we actually left the gate not too much after 9. We still didn't get in the air until 9:15. All right. I passed out. If we land at 10, I got a shot. My flight's supposed to leave at 10:30, 10:35. So I got a shot. They know I'm coming. Maybe they wait. Most likely they don't, but whatever. All right. They told us there was weather and a mechanical problem. Okay. So it's 10:02 and we're about to land. We'll be down at 10:05. Yeah, that's not what happened. At 10:03, he aborted the landing. Like, what is going on? And then for what took like forever, which is, more than 3 seconds, but it was probably closer to 30 seconds while he was trying to, avoid a plane. I don't know what he was doing, but the pilot came on and said, "Hey folks, we're going to try that again. We were just a little bit too close to the plane that was landing in front of us." Great. And, you could see those. Especially not maybe at night, but during the day, when you come into a big airport like that, Charlotte's that way, Atlanta's that way. You see planes right next to you. Well, not right next to you, but, over there coming in. And so the plane in front of us apparently slowed down or whatever. So we got to do it again. He said 5 minutes. It was 10. We landed at 10:14. Of course, we had to wait and whatever. I think I got off the plane at like 10:23. All right. Meanwhile, I'm doing this live texting with my nephew that I'm not going to make my connection. And, here's my boarding pass. Here's the I don't know about the boarding pass, but the details of the flight to Dallas and then from Dallas. And I go, hold on a second. Look at those gates. We're arriving at gate B33 and leaving from gate B33. That can't be right. That's got to be a mistake. We land in Dallas and I get updated information. The flight was delayed. My connecting flight was delayed. And when you know it, I was on my connecting flight. Had to get off to, scan the boarding pass. But I've never been on a connecting flight. When I tell you that 99% of the flights that I am on go from one end of the airport to the other. Charlotte, it's always Charlotte or Atlanta. One time in Dallas, I got out of DC, the gates were next to each other. And usually I just start walking. But for some reason, I turned around and looked at the gates, and they were right next to each other. That's like a first time. I was actually on my flight I asked the crew, where's this plane going? He's like, we don't know. Ask them. I'm like, okay. Captain was like, yeah, it's going to Lafayette. Can I just turn around and go back on? He's like, no, you got to go back on. No. Plane was supposed to land at just before midnight. It was like 20 minutes late overall. The luggage took a little bit of time. Right? Not even that many people, but maybe there's only one person on the crew. Luggage took a little bit. My Uber driver was very patient with me, so he was well tipped. He waited at least 10 minutes. And he's had a go of it. I don't know if he was just trying to get more of a tip for me, but he was getting the tip anyways because he waited. All right. Also on that day, I was in a quaint little town, and I mean, it was hot out. It was hot here. It was hot there. I got a long sleeve shirt on. Did not have my sport coat on. I travel in a sport coat. I got that from like minor league baseball. Really expensive bourbon. They had all the good ones. Eagle Rare, Thomas Handy, or Eagle Rare 17. They had another one. Well, the Eagle Rare 17 was $200 a shot. Eagle Rare 17 maybe about a $300, maybe $350 bottle. Thomas Handy isn't. Oh, George T. Stagg is like $125, $150 bottle. Same thing, $150 a shot. A shot. Like, who's coming in here and buying that? I understand secondary market prices, but that's ridiculous. I did buy a Kings County barrel strength, which I saw in town. I'll probably go get. It was really good. Like 133 proof. Did not taste like that. It did not taste that. So, quaint little town with expensive bourbon. All right. So basically yesterday, did I see the only thing that happened was like LSU kick times or SEC kick times. They announced, let's see here, football. They probably just did it. When they tag it. Yeah, here we go. All right. Game times for LSU football. We knew about September 1st against SC, 6:30 in Vegas. Nichols, September 7th. Oh, and we do have some news with Nichols. We'll get to that and some Sunbelt news with that. South Carolina is at 11. So it's at South Carolina at 11. They do not seem to have what they always care about is they may have a couple. They do not have a morning game at home. We'll put it that way. There's no 11 a.m. kickoff at home. There's one at Carolina, which is a noon kickoff over there. They may play at 2:30 against Alabama. They may play at 2:30 against OU. So they have a flex games. SC is at 6:30. Nichols is at 6:30. Carolina is at 11. UCLA is the flex game. Remember, they're coming here. That was planned before, they joined the Big Ten. That's flex 2:30 to 7. And then South Alabama is coming here, and that is at 6:45. Ole Miss is either at 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. At Arkansas, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Where's the off week? Well, the off week's always before Alabama. Okay. October 26th is at A&M, 2:30 to 7. Alabama flex, that's at home. That's at 2:30 to 7 or 7. At Florida, 2:30 or 7. Vandy's at home, 5 or 7, and Oklahoma is at home, 2:30 to anywhere to 7 o'clock kickoff. So I don't know how good LSU is going to be. Shouldn't they start out like 4-0, 5-0? Right? They should beat SC. SC didn't want the game. They should beat Nichols, go on the road, and you would think they would beat Carolina, but we'll see what that situation is with their quarterback. I'm not sure UCLA is very good at all. Who is the UCLA coach, by the way? UCLA football coach. Is that Deshaun? Hold on. Is it the running back? Deshaun Foster. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why that just kicked in right at that moment. No. So that's Deshaun Foster. Where did my games go? Okay, so I mean they're going to be 5-0 when they host Ole Miss, right? Now here's the thing, and I'll be honest with you, being a little bit of a homer here. Let's look at the. Let me look at see if we can find the Florida kickoff. See if they do it, because Florida's got this ridiculous schedule, but I think there's a lot of question marks. No, they didn't do one graphic, so I got to go click on something. All right. Okay, so they have a graphic. Okay. Because I don't know. On paper, the other team is better, but we don't really know yet, right? Like Miami is supposed to be better. Mario Cristobal has done all this great stuff. It's in Gainesville, so I don't know, right? I don't trust Mario Cristobal. They get Samford, A&M. That's Mike Elko. We'll see. All right. Mississippi State, that's a new coach. UCF, that's Gus. Tennessee, that's at Tennessee. I mean, they get 4 of their first 5 games at home, and the one that's not on the home is Mississippi State. Then you're at Tennessee. What's Kentucky going to be? I mean, I don't think, though, the back end is loaded. The back end is loaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I don't know what Tennessee is going to be with a new quarterback. I don't know what Kentucky's going to be. All right, Georgia's going to be good. All right, one way or another, they're going to be good. People think Texas is going to be good. All right. Also, though I said that LSU should be 5-0. They're going to be heavily favored in all those games. I don't know how good they're going to be, right? You just can't replace, at least 3 first-round picks. Do they have any more? One of them being the quarterback who set all kind of offensive records, and 2 of his wide receivers, right? When Nussmeier isn't throwing for 300 yards and running for 200 yards, people are going to go, what's going on? And he could be fine, right? So I don't even know what's going on with LSU. Meanwhile, Florida, right? Now, again, the end of Florida's schedule is brutal. So you got at Georgia, at Texas, and you're hosting Ole Miss. You're hosting LSU. You're hosting Ole Miss. We think Ole Miss is supposed to be good. And then you're at Florida State. Is that DJU? Who's it? DJU. Did he go to, where is he? Is he at UCF or is he at Florida State? Oh, no. Well, he's not there. I thought he transferred. He's at Florida State. Okay. Yeah. Okay. He's at Florida State. Okay. So we'll see. I think we're taking the Florida schedule, what it's supposed to be on paper. Like Tennessee is supposed to be better because they have been. I'm pretty sure Georgia's going to be pretty good. At Texas would be hard anyways because it's just on the road. And then you get LSU and Ole Miss at home. What is the over-under in Florida? Because I would take the over. I mean, I guess they could get beat in some of these games, but I think they could go 1. There's no reason they can't go. They could start the season 5-0 as far as I'm concerned. Being a little bit of a homer. I get it. Being a little bit of a homer. Because, again, we just don't know what even LSU is going to be. They should certainly start out the season 5-0, though. Then you got Ole Miss. That's going to be tough. We don't know anything about Arkansas. That's going to be tough. I guess the A&M game is supposed to be tough, but we don't know that yet. Although I guess if I'm questioning Jeff Lebby because he's got no head coaching experience. Mike Elko's got head coaching experience, right? Whether Duke. I'm not even sure about Alabama. We'll see how good Alabama is. That may take a couple of games. Let me see what Alabama starts off with. Alabama football. That may be a work in progress. Remember, last year's was a work in progress, right? They lost to Texas in a game that I had said they were going to lose for about 3 years. Got embarrassed by eking past South Florida, although South Florida ended up being pretty good last year. And then they were all in on Milroe. All right, so let's see what we got here. Schedule set. All right, they do have a nice graphic. So Western Kentucky, they're hosting Western Kentucky. They're hosting South Florida. They're at Wisconsin. Are they actually going above the Mason-Dixon line? That's an 11 a.m. game at Wisconsin. Let's see if we got that in a little bit better of a graphic. Isn't big enough. At least where I can see it. They're at Wisconsin. Then they get Georgia. They're at Vanderbilt, South Carolina at home, at Tennessee, Missouri's at home, at LSU. They get the Mercer game in there at Oklahoma, and then they get Auburn at home. I mean, that's a brutal end of the season schedule. I mean, at Wisconsin, they get an off week before Georgia. They get an off week before LSU. They have an 11 a.m. game at Wisconsin. That's on Fox. They have an 11 a.m. game hosting South Carolina. I mean, LSU, that Alabama, that end of the season schedule could be brutal. And I don't know about Auburn either. I mean, is Peyton Thorne the guy? Why is that crooked? Is Peyton Thorne the guy? We're going to hear a lot of excuses about Hugh Freeze in year number 2. We're going to hear a lot of excuses if Peyton Thorne doesn't live up to being at least a little bit good or better than last year. You're going to hear about it because they are doing a good job recruiting otherwise. But again, I'm not sitting here telling you that they should be in the mix for the let me see what we're doing here. They should be in the mix for the playoff, but I don't think you can't be 6-6 either. Not in year number 2. Auburn is 9th in the nation in the class of 2025. Let's do the top 20 here. There's a couple of teams in here that don't belong. Maybe a few, actually. All right. So top 25 recruiting teams: Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama. This is 24/7. So Ohio State's 1, Notre Dame 2, Alabama 3. Georgia, Clemson. Clemson doesn't have any 5 stars either. Just Notre Dame. A lot of them are 4 stars. USC, Oklahoma 7. Auburn is 8, although they did fall from 6. Rutgers continues to recruit well. LSU is 10th. They got a couple of 5 stars, and they're trying to get the wide receiver still. A&M is 11th. Penn State is 12th. Wisconsin is 13th. Although most of that may be based on the quantity compared to the quality, just like my orange, right? So Wisconsin has 3 4 stars, but they got 14 3 stars. My orange has 1 4 star. So he's got a lot of commits. He's got 21 commits. Fran Brown has a bunch of commits already. That's why he's 14th. TCU is 15th. Texas is 16th. Arizona State, they're 17th. Stanford is 18th. Oregon is 19th. Oregon only has 9 commits, but in this case, it's the quality over the quantity. They got 1 5-star, 7 4-stars, and 1 3-star. So they don't have very many commits, but 8 out of their 9 are 4 or 5-star commits. Texas Tech is 20th. So my Orange is the one that really doesn't belong in there, and still needs some quality guys. All right, again, no. I will see if I can do a locked on today. We can do some kickoffs, and Arkansas State hires the Nichols head coach, Mike Silva. And the big thing that they're talking about Arkansas State is actually investing into the program. Head coach salary is $180,000 up from $125,000. Assistant pool $200,000 up from $85,000. All right. So the total is $380,000 up from about $210,000 to $225,000. Well, there's other things in there that like Arkansas State has to pony up. New turf, improvements to the stadium. So, and, Nichols had a great year, right? Nichols had a great year, NCAA tournament, right? Yeah, they had a phenomenal season. So Arkansas State is getting on board, and, it's good for the Sun Belt, right? The old cliche, you are, only as strong as your weakest link. And, I think ULM had an okay season, but weren't very good. And Arkansas State was bad. That's you're not going to, not everybody can win, but you just can't be bad. And Arkansas State was bad this year, and that hurts everybody when you're dragging everyone's RPI or KPI or whatever down. Again, no show, at least first thing tomorrow morning, going to the dentist. Again, feel like I have a bad tooth. It's not in total pain. But they don't have time for a cleaning, but they have time to see me first thing in the morning. What's the chances that they're going to fix the issue if it's a cavity? Couldn't clean my teeth at the same time. All right. I guess that's about it. We got, there was no event last night, right? NBA is tonight. NHL was Monday. So there was was there a WNBA game last night? Are we still doing the whole Caitlin Clark thing? Is this dragging on longer? So there was an NBA game tonight, and then you have the NHL. Well, the NHL game, they're not both tonight, are they? No. NHL game was Monday. Let's see. Oh, Porzingis is out. He had not even going to try and say what he tore. But everyone was making fun of it because no one's ever heard of it. I presume the NHL Finals is not tonight to go up against the NBA. Yeah. Plus, they're both on ABC. So, the NHL is back, is in Edmonton, not back in Edmonton, but going to Edmonton, and they'll be back on Thursday. Then they play Saturday, and then they play on Tuesday, if necessary. Yeah. Both are 2-0. Very cool. I'm sure everyone's seen this, that Matthew Tkachuk and Jason Tatum were high school buddies. I don't know if they finished high school together. I always see like 9th grade pictures, but they were friends grown up. Is that like Stafford and Clayton Kershaw? Is that the thing? No, I think that's pretty neat. Oh, that's a good story. All right, so we won't know the dentist appointment tomorrow is at 7:00. What a way to wake up. So I guess we'd come back and do it. I mean, it might be all of 5 minutes. Everything's okay, or let's take care of it. Which I don't really mind the dentist. That doesn't never bothered me. But the big problem with the dentist to me is taking the X-rays and they shove the plastic thing down in your mouth. That's my problem. You know, that if it goes too far down, I just gag. But other than that, shoot me up with some Novocaine and and you can't feel it, and it's you're numb in 10 seconds. So I don't mind this, but I got to go. So, all right. Hopefully, I still think it's going to be a few weeks before I can officially announce what's going on. I mean, something is going on, but again, until pen is to paper, and money exchanges hands, there's always just because of lack of confidence in myself that things could fall apart. I guess I hope not. So it feels like there is a move coming. So we will when that is time to announce, I will certainly tell you here. All right. Until that time, I did eat. Well, I had a good hamburger. I had some Torchies. What else did I have? I feel like I ate extremely well. I did do Orange Theory 3 times. And not just the not just the 50-minute treadmill deal, which we'll go back to today. So you do some, deadlifting and some reverse lunges, and you haven't done those in forever. And even if it's just your body weight, you're you're a little sore. So, all right, 52 checking in today. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Would be a big help. Also, we're continuing to do well on Locked on Sunbelt, although I have not had a episode the last couple of days. We'll get one at least for Thursday and Friday. Maybe we'll do one today. We have time to do one today. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody. We'll update you on how good the mouth is tomorrow sometime. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.